In the dry, rugged lands of ancient Israel, a powerful story was written. One man's story, a prophet whose power made kings tremble and the faithful cling to hope. He purified poisoned rivers, brought the dead back to life, and blinded entire armies. Each miracle deepened the mystery. Who was this man, gifted with heaven's power, yet carrying the heart of a humble servant? Even after his last breath, his influence rippled through history. This is the story of Elisha, a journey of faith, power, and miracles, a tale that challenges the limits of the human spirit. Born in the humble town of Abel-Meholah, Elisha's name meant God is salvation. A simple farmer, his life was quiet until the day Elijah, the fierce prophet of God, cast his mantle upon him. No hesitation, no looking back. Elisha left everything, family, home, fields, to follow his divine calling. Disciple and servant, he walked faithfully by Elijah's side, ready to step into destiny. When Elijah's time came, they crossed the Jordan together. With a strike of his mantle, waters parted on dry ground. Elisha asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. Then a fiery chariot exploded through the skies. Elijah ascended in a whirlwind, and his mantle fell. Elisha seized it. Striking the Jordan, the waters parted again. Witnesses proclaimed, "The spirit of Elijah rests on Elisha." A farmer was transformed, now the chosen prophet. In Jericho, bitter water plagued the land. Elisha cast salt into the spring, declaring, "The Lord has healed these waters." Instantly, purity returned and life flourished. But not all believed. Mocked by boys shouting, "Go up, bald head," Elisha cursed them, and 2 bears tore through the crowd. A terrifying warning. Mock God's servant, and you mock God himself. A widow, desperate and weeping, approached Elisha. Her husband's debts doomed her sons to slavery. "What do you have?" Elisha asked. "A little oil," she replied. "Borrow jars from your neighbors. Pour your oil into them," he instructed. The oil flowed endlessly, filling jar after jar, enough to pay debts and save her sons. God's provision arrived through Elisha's simple command. A generous woman built a room for Elisha. Out of gratitude, he promised her a son, though she was beyond childbearing years. A year later, a son was born. But tragedy struck. The boy died suddenly. She ran to Elisha. With prayer and faith, he stretched himself over the child. 7 sneezes later, the boy's eyes opened. Life triumphed over death. During famine, poisoned stew brought despair. "Man of God, there is death in the pot," they cried. Calmly, Elisha added flour, and the poison vanished. God's power turned death into life once more. 20 loaves fed 100 hungry men with leftovers. Elisha's faith-filled words made the impossible possible. Mighty Naaman sought healing. Elisha told him simply, "Wash 7 times in the Jordan." Rage turned to humble faith. His skin healed, and he declared, "The God of Israel is the one true God." But greed led Elisha's servant astray, a lesson in honesty and integrity.
When a borrowed axe sank, Elisha cut a stick, cast it in, and the iron floated to the surface. God's power even in the small things. Surrounded by enemies, Elisha's servant prayed, "Open his eyes." Suddenly, the hills were alive with chariots of fire. Blinded foes were led away, a divine salvation. Famine drove Israel to desperation. Elisha prophesied relief within a day. That night, the enemy army fled, leaving food behind, and famine ended as foretold.
On his deathbed, Elisha guided King Joash. The king's half-hearted strike limited victories. Even in death, Elisha shaped history. After Elisha's death, a corpse touched his bones, and life surged back, power beyond death itself. Faith unlocks miracles. Obedience invites God's power. With God, nothing is impossible. How has this story moved you? Share in the comments which Bible story you want next. Like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales.